You're listening to Too Long Didn't Watch the Podcast, a part of the Queued Up Media Group.
Hey there, folks. Welcome to the latest episode of the Too Long Didn't Watch Podcast. This is Paul. And last week, I was left by my co-host, Geoff while we were recording, and I haven't seen him since. So, in order to fill the void that is in my life, I have found someone who's, I'm going to say, almost just as good. Someone I've known just as long. And like I said, he's almost just as good as Geoff. My longtime friend, Joe King.
Hi, everybody.
Joe, why don't you introduce yourself to the listeners?
I'm Joe King, and I guess I'm almost as good as Geoff Barry.
You are, and don't let anyone ever tell you otherwise.
No one has ever told me otherwise.
Well, don't let me ever tell you otherwise.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I just feel a little bit betrayed by someone I thought I could trust. And you make one joke and he storms off in a hizzy and he won't answer your texts or your phone calls or your Facebook pokes or your Snapchats.
Are people still poking on Facebook?
Well, I'm poking Geoff and he's not poking me back.
Is that still... I didn't even know that was an option. Like,
you have to dig for it. That might be why he's not poking me back.
So it's like a real deep poke.
The deepest of pokes. Yeah, okay. So, Joe, we this week are, I always do that. I always jump ahead. For those people, I want to explain to them out there and explain to Joe as well.
Yes, I would.
Yeah, you'd probably like to know how this breaks down a little bit.
A little bit.
So, what we do here is we watch a movie trailer and then we make up what that movie trailer is about. So then you make up a point, I make up a point, and at the end of it, we put them together and we've created this whole new movie.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
Simple enough?
Yeah, simple.
All right, cool. Well, this week, we're taking a look at the sequel to Kingsman. If you haven't seen Kingsman, The Secret Service, you'll want to. Because we're going to be talking a little bit about that one as well, and you're going to get some spoilers for that movie. So we're doing the sequel this week, Golden Circle. Why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about what happens in it? How does it start out?
It opens up with Eggsy, the main character from the first movie, looking at the tailor shop for the Kingsman, the Secret Service that he's a part of. Now, well, that's, spoilers going back to that. And it's voiceover from his instructor from the first one.
Yeah, Colin Firth.
Colin Firth, yes, that's his name. I think he plays Galahad in the first movie.
Yes, he does.
And he's explaining to Eggsy how much, he saw greatness in him and all this stuff. And it's not about using the weapons. It's, what makes the man, blah, blah, all that, jazzy stuff. And then it cuts to the headquarters for the Kingsmen being blown up by some type of projectile.
Okay.
And then it gets really sad because Eggsy's in the rain, and whenever somebody's in the rain and there's music playing, it's sad.
It is always sad, but there's a glimmer of hope.
There is a glimmer of hope because Merlin,
the beautiful Mark Strong,
shows up, and then it picks up with the action. You got a lot of cutscenes with fights, scantily clad women. There's a big all-star cast in this one now. Like Channing Tatum, Jeff Bridges, Halle Berry, a whole bunch of people.
Yeah, it looks really good.
It does look really good.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the first one, and I'm really looking forward to this one. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get to the coin flip, and that's I had a coin ready
on the table.
On the table, it is a penny this week. Joe, since you're new, why don't you do your inaugural coin flip?
Okay.
And I'm going to call it for heads.
It's heads.
It's heads. Joe, I'm going to let you go first this week.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
No pressure at all.
No pressure. I'm almost as good as Geoff. So...
If not better. If not better. I said it. Telling myself I was going to say it, I said it.
It wasn't really believable.
I didn't believe it either. But it's true. It's true. Joe,
No, it's fine. No, it's fine. I get it. Geoff's better. It's fine.
It's not that he's better. It's just that it's different.
Yeah, different. Yeah. This is where I get put in the friend zone, and I'm replaced next week. I get it. Gotcha. Cool. Anyways, Kingsman, the Golden Circle. Eggsy, having just saved the world in the last one, finishing his conquest with the Prime Minister's daughter, getting that sweet, sweet action that they were both wanting. It was mutual. It was mutual. No matter what was happening, it was mutual.
Mutual butt sex.
Mutual butt sex. So, the movie is going to open up in America. They're going worldwide with this one, because most of it took place in England with the last one.
Yeah.
They did save the world, but that's all where they went.
Uh-huh.
It's a ski trip. Him and Merlin are going on a ski trip, and they're going up in the gondola. It's a nice enclosed gondola, and then something happens. The wires snap. They have to jump out, skis out of their shoes. They're going down. They're killing secret agents left and right. Blah blah blah.
Holy shit!
Yeah, pretty exciting. Anyways, turns out the Russians are stealing nuclear subs from America and England. And it's up to the Kingsmen to find out who and why. Okay. When they get their first bit of intel, boom, headquarters is blown up. Now Eggsy thinks he's on his own. But Merlin got out just in time, and he takes him to a secret undercover headquarters where he outfits him with some new gadgets and stuff like that. They have to go to Austria and, once again, going worldwide. Find out that the Carl Stormberg, who's behind all this, is going to Tennessee to take some... Well, I'm not sure if it's Tennessee. It's got a Kentucky-Tennessee kind of feel to it in the trailer.
There's a lot of bourbon barrels. Anyways, that's where Channing Tatum shows up. Okay.
Jeff Bridges is the bad guy in this.
Well, he has to be.
Exactly.
Because he always plays a good guy.
Always.
So...
This is the time. Kingsman's the time. Turns out Jeff Bridges is working on a secret underwater base called, get this, the Golden Circle.
Name of the movie,
tying it all together.
I see it.
Got it. So they get to Kentucky. Kentucky. They get to Kentucky.
No. Kentucky.
That's right.
Kentucky.
That's Channing Tatum's character. Also a secret spy for America, though, obviously. They start working together. That's when they run into the robotic arm dude.
Okay.
Called the Claw.
Not even Dr. Claw.
He's not a doctor. He didn't get a PhD or anything.
Okay,
just
that's fair.
The Claw. He's got a metal arm. He can crush things, super strength. I think in the trailer he shows him shooting it out and has a grappling hook type deal to it.
It's a cool moment.
So Channing Tatum, Eggsy, get into a fight with him, able to break his arm off, and they're able to get away.
Mm-hmm.
He comes back later. It's new arm, bigger, stronger, the whole deal. That's what happens. So they have to go back to Austria to find the secret underwater base. I don't know how it's in Austria. There's tunnels and stuff down in there. It works out. Nobody knows where Austria is.
No, nobody.
Not anybody in England or America, so it's going to be fine.
Right.
Maps don't exist. So, driving along, helicopters.
Mm-hmm.
Blowing up cities, blowing up the city, tearing apart, Gatling guns, all the whole deal. They have to drive the car off a bridge to get away from him into a channel. Car turns into a submarine. And that's how they get to the Golden Circle.
Okay.
This, we also find out that Eggsy accidentally killed Channing Tatum's lover.
What?
She was a double agent that was working for the Russians. And he accidentally killed her in a shootout.
Well, how much of an accident was it if they were in a shootout?
Well, he didn't know that she was undercover. So it wasn't really an accident. He didn't know.
Okay.
But if he had known that she was, who she was, he probably wouldn't have killed her.
You gotta give it up for her, man. She didn't blow her cover no matter what.
No, man, she's good. But this also
like
starts a
anymore.
budding romance between Eggsy and Channing Tatum.
Yes!
Anyways, they get down to the Golden Circle. Claw is back. Bigger, stronger arm.
Mm-hmm.
Get into a big fight again. Eggsy beats him by throwing him into a giant tank full of sharks. Eggsy leaves the room, cuts back. The Claw rips out the throat of the shark and actually gets away.
Does he rip it out from inside the shark, or does he just grapple with
He's
them?
just fighting the shark in the water.
Please tell me they show it.
Oh yeah, they show it.
Oh, wonderful. CGI shark or...
Well, has to be.
I don't know, man. Matthew Vaughn likes practical effects.
You just can't really make a shark look that good, though. I know puppeteering has come a long ways. But
yeah.
It's got to be CGI for the shark. It's just not going to look real otherwise.
They'll probably do some mocap or something for it.
There you go. They'll get Andy Serkis to do it.
There you go. He'll probably play it as
if anyone can play a shark, it's him.
He'll probably have to play it as a monkey shark, though.
He'll have to live in an aquarium for 6 months to adapt to the sharks and become one of them.
Yeah, sit in the salt water and all that.
So it cuts back to Eggsy. They finally catch up to Jeff Bridges. Shootout. He has to get out before they rewire all the nuclear subs that were going to launch the warheads and destroy the world, because they were going to start a new civilization in the Golden Circle, an underwater civilization.
Mer people.
So
eventually, yeah.
Eggsy and Merlin redirect all the nukes to actually just target the Golden Circle underwater.
Kind of similar to how the first one ended with reprogramming all
exactly. It's a spy movie. There's lots of computer. It happens.
Uh-huh.
So Channing Tatum got stuck in the Golden Circle. So before Eggsy can get out, he has to go back and save Channing Tatum's life. He gets him out of there. Channing Tatum forgives him for killing his lover because he loves him now.
That's beautiful, man.
Yes. Sadly, there's no on-screen kiss. They just couldn't get away with it. It just didn't fit.
Probably might have felt gratuitous.
Because it would have been hard.
It's a lighter-hearted film than say Brokeback Mountain, where you can really show two dudes just macking each other hard.
Yeah.
In this one, it's not serious enough for a mainstream audience to be like, okay, I'm accepting this on-screen kiss between Eggsy and Channing Tatum. I don't remember the actor's name.
I don't know. He was in Sing as well? I don't know.
Yeah, Taron Egerton or something like that.
Something like that. It's weird that his last name is Egerton, and then he plays
a character
Eggsy.
named Eggsy.
Anyways, they get out. The Golden Circle blows up. Happy ending. They walk into the sunset.
I like that. I liked it the first time I saw it as The Spy Who Loved Me.
What's that?
What's that? It's a James Bond movie?
Yeah, Quantum of Solace, Casino Royale, Skyfall,
Goldfinger.
There's GoldenEye.
From Russia with Love, of Her Majesty's Secret Service. There's
Tomorrow Never Dies. The World Is Not Enough.
Do you think James Bond started with Pierce Brosnan?
Yeah, he was the first James Bond.
No. Sean Connery was the first James Bond.
No. Sean Connery he was League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. That's Sean Connery. The Rock as well. Sorry, Sean Connery. He was also in The Rock.
No. Sean Connery is James Bond. Going back to the 1960s.
What? No.
Yeah, there's 23 movies in the James Bond saga.
That can't be right.
It is absolutely correct. They've had multiple people play. You know how Daniel Craig replaced Pierce Brosnan?
I know, it was pretty upsetting because I thought Pierce Brosnan did a great job.
Pierce Brosnan replaced Roger Moore.
Who?
Roger Moore, British actor, pretty much just famous for playing James Bond.
I'd never heard of him.
He was in quite a lot of the sillier Bond movies. I think he was even in The Spy Who Loved Me, which you clearly just ripped off.
Once again, I've never heard of this movie.
James Bond.
Skyfall, Casino Royale,
Goldfinger,
GoldenEye.
The Spy Who Loved Me, From Russia with Love, Dr. No.
I don't believe those aren't real titles. What's a Goldfinger?
It's a villain.
Why would it be From Russia with Love? He's a British spy.
Yeah, but that's... Look, we need to talk about this seriously a little later, and I have a lot of things I need to show you.
Oh, okay. Mr. Paul knows everything.
It's not me, dude.
I'm almost as good as Geoff. I get it. I don't know what I'm
I appreciate you saying that about me. I sometimes feel I am almost as good as Geoff.
All right, big guy. Let's hear your take on it then.
All right. I mean, there's nothing wrong with your take. It's a very proven, successful film.
I think it will be when it comes out next year or whatever.
Okay, well then let me tell you my version of things for the Golden Circle. So, we open up, Eggsy, like you said, he's just saved the world. But the thing is, shit went bad again. It was like days after saving the world, the Kingsman headquarters was blown up. He had just lost his mentor in Galahad. Everything was falling apart. And so he takes to wandering the streets.
Kind of going back to his roots.
Trying to go back to his roots and trying to just piece together life now that the world has basically had an apocalypse. Because the Kingsmen were not the only military secret spy stuff that was destroyed. It was like all of them. This one fell swoop, every single intelligence agency was just kaboom, blown up, and nobody knew why.
That's going to be a big surprise.
It's going to be a huge surprise if they don't give it away in the trailer.
Which they have it in the first one, so.
Which is great.
Yeah, so, I mean, that'll be a big surprise when they show multiple buildings exploding now.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So, all these buildings have exploded, and Eggsy thinks that life is just not worth living anymore. He's no longer a Kingsman. So he goes constantly to visit the old site of his tailor shop. There one night, he's standing in the rain, he's being sorrowful. Merlin shows up, and he's like, "Oh shit, Merlin, it's been so long." And he's like, "I have something I need to tell you." And he's like, "Okay, you've never steered me wrong before, what's going on?" He takes him back to this little underground bunker, and he shows him this video. And at first it's just the top of this dude's head, and you kind of see this weird, like, black line on it. You're like, what the hell is that? They're watching for a little bit. Face looks up. He's looking right into the camera. It's Galahad.
Oh, crap.
Galahad is back from the dead, and he's got an eye patch.
So he's evil.
He is evil.
Eye patch in spy movies, always evil.
Always. Here's the worst part, though. Not only is he back, he's undead.
Oh, so he's a zombie.
He is a zombie who has plans for taking over the world. And his reason for doing it is because he's pissed at the Kingsmen still.
So this is more like a Resident Evil type zombie.
Yeah, he's much more sentient.
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't even look undead. But that's all part of his tricks.
Well, I mean, in the first one, he was just shot, right? Like he...
Yeah. And we don't actually see him die. Sure, he gets shot in the face and he collapses and Samuel Jackson says something funny.
Eye patch.
Hence the eye patch. But, I mean, it's the British intelligence agency. You really think they don't have some kind of contraption that'll bring a person back from the dead? You know, they have to have this. I mean, this is just common sense. In real life, too. The British Parliament and, Whitehall, they bring people back from the dead all the time.
Who do you think they've brought back from the dead, Paul?
The Queen. Why do you think the Queen is still alive?
She's only like 90-something years old.
In British years, especially for British royalty, do you know how inbred they are? They don't live longer than like 16 years, and they always get hip dysplasia.
But I think you're confusing the British royal family with purebred dog.
Pretty sure
because the Queen's sons, Harry, they're all like in their 30s and
But I'm sure they have hip dysplasia.
They're pretty good looking guys.
30 in British years, that's like...
Why do you keep saying British years?
Well, because they're a different system than us. They're metric.
So do you think that makes them older than us? Like if somebody was 20 in America and 20 in British, in England, I should say, that's somehow makes them like it's like there's like a 7-year difference on the years or something like.
Yeah, it's well, I mean, because like think about it. In England, you can drink at like 16. So I mean, a British 16 is like an American 21.
So they're younger. If we have to wait till we're 21 and they can start at 16, they mature faster. So
wait a minute, that can't be right, because I was always taught that like British people die before Americans.
It's like the same lifespan. There's really no difference.
But they're metric.
That has nothing to do with age.
But I thought that's why, like, when they tried to bring the metric thing over here, we were like, no, because we'll die faster.
No, that was just because it was too hard to teach all the old people not to use the American system anymore.
So that has nothing to do with age?
Nothing to do with age.
Okay. Well, I learned something new today.
Anyways, but you're saying, so Galahad,
yeah,
undead.
so yeah, Galahad's back from the dead. And he's blowing up all these intelligence agencies. And it's up to Eggsy and a ragtag crew of Channing Tatum and Mark Strong and Jeff Bridges to save the day. Because unlike in your movie, mine sticks to type and makes Jeff Bridges still a hero.
Still, he has to be a hero?
He has to be a hero in ours. Yeah, well, in mine at least. You know, he just... I think it's like in his contract. But the best part about Golden Circle and Colin Firth's plan is that it includes this little tiny virus. And like it can be just put into like a drop of water, and that's it. And it just spreads everywhere. It's this great thing, and it causes others to become zombies. Like angry, like rage-filled zombies.
So kind of like the first one.
It's funny that you mentioned that. So Colin Firth's plan is similar to Samuel L. Jackson's plan from the first one, but to him he's like, I can do it better than that guy, because clearly he was defeated by a teenager.
Yeah, oh, yeah, good point.
He's like, okay, so I trained this teenager, but I didn't train this teenager well enough, so I know how to beat him. So he's going to make everybody angry, and it's going to destroy the whole world. And the coolest thing about this is that it's a sequel to Kingsman, but it's a prequel to 28 Days Later.
Okay.
So actually, Kingsman 2, The Golden Circle, introduces itself into a shared universe with 28 Days Later, and also retcons the beginning of 28 Days Later when you see all the monkeys getting all the flash images.
Okay. It's been a while since I've seen 28 Days Later.
Well, that's how it opens up. Monkeys are getting images, people release them, they bite them, and then it just spreads like wildfire. So that doesn't happen now. So now what it is Colin Firth is responsible for unleashing the zombie apocalypse. And the best part is, because you never see this in a big Hollywood blockbuster, the good guys don't win.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, they don't win at all.
That's a good twist.
I suppose. I mean, it needed to happen because it needs to set up the world for 28 days and 28 weeks.
Does that mean they're going to reboot 28 Days and 28 Days Later?
No. It's how they are. That's the continuation of the Kingsman story. So what's going to happen is the more Kingsman movies they release, they're going to be released with storylines congruent to the 28
day and weeks
universe.
Okay.
So that you can expect to see a lot more zombie spies and a lot more badass zombie fighting.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're saying in the next one, all the Secret Service agents are going to be zombies now?
The majority.
Oh, so we're working together.
No. It's going to be too new. It's going to be factions all over.
It's going to be humans versus zombies.
Mm-hmm.
Both spies.
Yep.
Spy versus spy.
Exactly.
Okay.
Lots of gore, and it's going to be shot in black and white.
Because there's so much blood.
Yeah, because that's the only way they'll be able to get away with it. It'll be like the scene in Kill Bill.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
So now comes the fun part where we try and make both of our movies into one movie.
Okay.
I feel like it'd be done pretty easily.
Yeah, yeah.
Because, I mean, we both use elements of the spy novel and spy genre. We definitely have to keep the love story between Channing Tatum.
Oh, obviously. That's
Eggsy.
What is pushing the storyline along.
That should be what pushes the storyline along. It should be like a boy meets boy, boy loses boy, boy finds boy again.
Boy, embrace boy, zombies.
Yes. And they have to hold each other as like zombie carnage just surrounds them.
Yes. Zoom out, credits roll.
Yeah.
Kingsman, the Golden Circle.
And the zombies form a circle and they're on fire. So it's literally looking like a golden circle.
Golden circle. Okay. Is that the name of the virus, the Golden Circle?
Yes.
Okay.
That's what we will call the virus. It is the Golden Circle virus.
Golden Circle virus.
Yeah, it kind of has a ring to it. Not really, but you know.
So, okay, yeah.
So it's gonna be So it's still gonna have like the spy stuff, and there's always a love story in a spy movie.
Always.
So this time it's just gonna be those two. Mark Strong is still gonna be the Q-type character.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff Bridges.
Jeff?
Where do you stand on him?
Could he be a double agent? Could he be a good guy at the beginning?
Uh-huh.
And then, oh, psych, I'm really working with zombie Galahad.
What if we do bad guy at the beginning, switch,
Good
anti-zombie? Yeah.
Anti-hero. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm good with that.
All right. So then Galahad's still our villain. We got to have nuclear subs in there.
Oh, yeah.
So
it's a spy movie.
Nuclear subs operated by his like alpha zombie army.
Mm-hmm.
His first take at a zombie army is powering these subs.
And that's what he uses to destroy all the other Secret Service.
Exactly. The missiles. Do they contain the virus? Or are they just a missile?
I think they're just missiles.
They're just missiles?
I think you were saying, I like it has to be in the water. I think that's the key. It has to be
Which
in the
nuclear
water.
subs are in?
Exactly.
Okay.
I think we're onto it.
I think we are onto it.
So, but I mean, how long does it take for people to start becoming zombies? Like, do we see, like, throughout the movie, like, slowly people in the background becoming zombie-like, but it's not the main focus, so we kind of don't really pay attention to it?
I like that, because the way I think a zombie virus eventually, like, breaks out and stuff like that, is it does start out kind of slowly, and then more people get it, and it's like a domino effect.
Mm-hmm.
So I like that they're slowly turning into it, and then by the end of it, it's full-blown zombie invasion.
Zombie carnage.
I like that. So the film opens up. Eggsy and Channing Tatum are meeting for the first time.
Okay.
At like a I Saved the World mixer.
In Kentucky.
Eggsy sees Channing Tatum. Their eyes lock from across the room.
Instant connection. You can just feel the fireworks.
They approach each other. Eggsy's all like, I am Meggsy. I'm British. And Channing Tatum's all like lifting his shirt.
Yeah, that bod.
And they're just like, wow. I'm a spy. I'm also a spy.
Cuts them on a ski trip together.
In Vermont.
It's
a lovely ski trip.
Lovely ski trip in Vermont.
They're in the little gondolas. They're having a wonderful time. All of a sudden, what snaps the wires?
That's got to be the Claw Guy.
Claw Guy makes his first appearance. He snaps the wires. They're falling.
He was the first take on the zombies. It was like a cyborg-esque type zombie. Didn't really work out that way. They re-engineered it to be a virus. But he's still a really good henchman, so he keeps him around.
Well, yeah, he's a zombie. He's
exactly.
pretty mindless.
Yeah.
what do we cut to after ski trip where do they fight yet? Or... Because what's stopping Claw Guy from killing them right there?
Well, because they're not like... He's at the end of the line.
Okay.
So they're still like halfway up the mountain. So he just cuts it and is like, oh, they're totally dead.
Makes the classic henchman mistake.
Not making sure they're dead.
Never confirms the kill.
Mm-hmm.
So what do we cut to after that?
After that, we have to... They got to find out who tried to kill them, so they need to go get information.
Uh-huh.
So they have to go to the we have to go to wherever Channing Tatum's Secret Service is, the CIA headquarters.
Okay.
Is that what it is? I feel like there'd be a different branch.
It's the Statesman.
It's the Statesman.
Yeah. It says it on his belt buckle.
Ah, gotcha. Statesman. So they go to Statesman headquarters before they get there. Explodes.
Oh, damn. That was quick.
He's like, well, we got to go back to my place then.
Get out of these wet clothes.
Get out of these wet clothes. Go back to my place. Warm up a little bit. Then we'll get to work. If you know what I mean.
I do.
They gets back to England. It's too late. Already gone. That's him staring at the rubble when Merlin comes and is like, hey, I got to show you something.
Okay. So that's when they cut to underground lair. He's getting all his new toys. Some weaponry as well. And they're all working together. That's when he shows him the video. He's like, there's something you really need to see. Channing Tatum watches it with them. He's like, who's that guy? And he's like, he's the one who trained me. Channing Tatum gets jealous.
Ooh, yeah.
Like, he's like, well, what about me? You know, I can train you too. And he's like, no, you don't understand. It's not like that he's better or anything. It's just that it's different.
Like, he's almost as good as Galahad,
exactly.
Right?
He's almost as good as Galahad.
I get it. He's almost as good as Galahad. Right.
It's just different. So Channing Tatum storms off. And Mark Strong is like giving him a pep talk. And it's that classic moment where he's like, look, if you love something, let it go. If it comes back to you, it was meant to be. So he lets him go and he's like, look, let's save the world. So they go out. That's when we start seeing some action scenes of them trying to figure out where to go. It's like, where's Galahad? Where's Galahad? You know, and people are like, where are the drugs going? Where's Galahad? Have you seen this man?
Seen this guy?
You seen this guy? He's a spy. Have you seen him? All the while, Channing Tatum's back in the States, and he's trying to get his train on. And he's like, I need to get good with my whip. Because if there's anything Eggsy will appreciate, it's a man with a good whip. So he goes to his dad, Jeff Bridges.
Oh, okay.
And he's like, Dad, I need you to train me. And he's like, sure, son. No problem. Wait, no, because then that would... What is it? Because he starts out as a bad guy, right?
Yeah.
That's how we have him go. You know, no, we'll keep him as a good guy.
I like it. I like him being his dad. I'm on board.
Okay, sweet. So he's like, all right, son, I'll help you train him. Or I'll help you train with the whip. So then we have a training montage of bull whips.
Oh, so we got a training montage in here now, too.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Oh, yes.
And bull whips to, you know, the sound of music. Not literally, you know, the hills are alive with the sound of...
I almost like that better.
So it's a training montage to the sound of music, using the whips to play the sound of music.
They have like bottles filled with water at different levels and they're whipping to get the different tones.
It's like, yeah, like glass playing, like woo. And then Jeff Bridges shows that he can play the crystal with a bullwhip from a distance. And he's like, that's when you know you're ready. Coincidentally, that'll be the post-credit scene. Channing Tatum showing Eggsy that he's doing it.
But of course, naked.
Yeah. And he's like, you're ready.
You can train me as long as you want.
And then he turns off his camera from the glasses, just like in the first
just
one.
Like in the first one. Roll credits.
Again. It'll be the mid-credits scene.
Mid-credits, yes.
Because the end credit scene is them surrounded by the golden circle of zombies holding each other. So they survive.
Of course. Someone's got to lead the human
rebellion.
against our new zombie overlords.
And then by the time they get to Kingsman 4, Claw Guy's going to be back, but he's going to have been sent in time to kill Eggsy at the start of the first Kingsman movie.
So now, 28 weeks, the 28 universe,
Yep.
the Kingsman universe,
Yep.
and the Terminator universe.
No, just using that plot device.
Just using...
Because Hollywood isn't that creative anymore.
That's true.
We're clearly much more creative.
I mean, you've never seen a movie like this until you see Kingsman: The Golden Circle, which comes in theaters sometime next year.
Yeah, it's coming soon.
Soon. That's all it says.
That's all it says. I'm
so excited for this movie.
I really am too.
I feel like I've watched it already.
I feel like the actual movie that comes out can be nowhere near as good as what we just came up with. Someone just walked in. Oh, I see.
Oh, God. This is when you kill me.
All right. Well, with all of that said, Joe, you want to do some shout-outs with me?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Well, this has been Too Long Didn't Watch the Podcast with your co-host, Paul and
Joe.
You can find me on Twitter at PaulRROMAN. Joe, where can they find you if they want to find you?
They could find me on Twitter at @JoeKing. I think the last time I posted on it, though, was like 5, maybe 6 years ago.
There you go, folks. It's like a
So-
time capsule for Twitter.
I'll post something about this, and it'll look like that I am on Twitter.
Fantastic. You can also catch me and my bastard co-host, Geoff, who walked out on me, that son of a bitch, on the Nerdentials podcast and YouTube channel. It's all a part of the Queued Up Media Group. Yeah. We kind of just ended by saying bye.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.